Hi, I'm the daughter of a murdered woman, and this is part 7. I can't sleep. It's 1 in the morning. If you follow me, you know I'm always tortured at 1 in the morning. Woke up, so I figured the woman wants me to speak on this because she's waking me up again. Where do we leave off in part 6? I had just printed off my mom's case file. I was an active user. I felt like I was having heart attacks because the panic attacks were so intense. Reading my mom's case file, I knew I had to quit. And I will. On September 17th, 2021, I will quit drugs for my mom, and I have stayed sober for 2.5 years. So because of this, I will hold true to my promise to her to fight for justice until there's accountability. So, we're in September of 2021. I am getting sober off drugs. I am detoxing. I am going through the most stressful time in my life. It feels like my mom just died again because I repressed a lot of memories. I'm coming off of drugs, and all of this stuff starts flooding back. The flashbacks were intense. I repressed a lot of my Sedona years. But September, October, November of 2021, they were all coming right back. I don't know what to do. I know I have this case file. I know it's fucked up. I know there's lies through the whole thing. I don't know the severity of it yet, but I know that my mom's case was definitely solvable, and they dropped the ball. I need water. At this point in my life in 2021, my social media presence consisted of a Facebook page. That's it. So on the Facebook page, my only social media outlet, I went on it and I asked for help. I posted to my friends, and I went to some community Phoenix channels, pages, and I posted about what had happened to my mom, looking for some advice and some help. In October of 2021, I will have my first communication with a reporter. She is from ABC. She is Ashley Perez from ABC 15 here in Phoenix. I'm ecstatic. I'm blown away excited because days before, my boyfriend was sick of hearing this. He'd been hearing it for weeks and months now, and I'm getting sober, and I'm obsessing on my mom's case. Like, it's helping me get sober. If I can focus on something else, I don't think about the drugs. And he's getting sick of hearing about it. So at one point in October, he actually told me, nobody cares about your mom's cold case. And I know that he was just frustrated. He probably didn't mean it. To this day, he denies saying it. That's fine. You don't have to cop up to the fact that you said that, but I know you did. I'll never forget it because it was one of the most horrible things that he'd ever said to me. And I'll never forget it. I put it in my mental bank, and that gave me the fire to fight. So I kept posting and kept posting and kept posting. And days later, the first reporter will touch base with me, ABC's Ashley Perez. I go up to him and I show him the message from her, and I go, look, people do care. I feel validated. I'm like, oh my God, I start communicating with this woman through October and November of 2021. I'm sending her the case file. I'm sending her everything I know. She said, get a list of questions together for the Sedona Police Department, and I will ask them. I get my questions together. I send all this stuff to her, and I am so hopeful and grateful that something's going to happen because this lady's helping me. Thank you. She'll also tell me to touch base with a Sarah attorney. The name was familiar. Thought I worked with somebody named that, but I was like, I disregarded it because she had mentioned that Sarah Attorney was on TikTok. I was just starting to get into the YouTube channel. I had opened my mom's case file. I stopped drugs, and I had become obsessed with watching the Gabby Petito coverage. Remember I mentioned Gabby Petito in the video before? All this really is parallel. Because as I'm getting sober, as you know, like, you're getting sober off meth, so you don't have a lot of energy. I did a lot of just sitting and watching TV while I was getting sober. And the Gabby Petito case was taking the world by storm at this time. Where was Gabby? Where was Brian? What happened? And then they found Gabby, and then Brian went missing, and they couldn't find. I had to know where he was. Was he in the flower box? What did he do? Did he escape to Mexico? Was he in the mountains, like all the sightings? Where was Brian Laundrie? And because before 2021, I never watched YouTube news. Never. I was not a YouTuber. I was CNN, mainstream media. If it didn't come from CNN, it didn't happen. Anyway, I had to know what was going on the Gabby Petito case. So I got on YouTube. I went down every rabbit hole. Even the ridiculous flower box ones, I would watch and be like, oh my God, what's going on? Is he hiding under their flower box? The point of this is to tell you that it gave me the idea. I was like, all these people, all these YouTubers are reporting on the Gabby Petito case. I'm like, why can't I report on my own mother's case? So I had a YouTube channel for my pet sitting business. It was called Nanny Nikki's Pet Sitting Services. So I changed it to Nanny Nikki Drew and the Case of Her Unsolved Mother. Something stupid, because I called myself Nancy Drew in the beginning. I didn't have my own identity, so I took Nancy Drew. And I tried YouTubing. If you go to my YouTube channel now, I've got like 100 subs. My early stuff is really bad because I didn't know what I was doing. All I had was a case file and a camera. I turned the camera on and I just started reading you the case file and telling you my thoughts. There's no editing. It was bad. And remember, I am like weeks sober. You could see the chemicals coming through my face. All the zits and you could see me struggling with sobriety. So if you want to get some really good coverage and footage, go watch my YouTube channel. But that's really where my focus lied in September, October, November, was trying to get a YouTube going. So when I had the journalist tell me to touch base with a Sarah Turney on TikTok, I was like, fuck TikTok. It's a dancing app. It's just for little kids. It's not going to help. So I disregarded this when she suggested this in October of 2021. We're communicating. I'm hopeful that she's going to do something. So November goes by. We are now officially a year since I got involved. Because remember, it's Thanksgiving of 2020 when I sent my first communication to the Sonoma Police Department. What's going on? Now we're at the year marker. And let's hop over to December. We are now in December. I'll even tell you the date of the next big event. It is December 9th, 2021. I'm on the computer. I'm checking stuff. I get a DM from one of my good friends. I'll tell you his name. His name is Brett. I called him my muffin. We worked at TGI Fridays together. He was a bartender. I was a lowly server. And he was I loved him to pieces. And I still do. It's one of my closest friends. He reached out to me and he told me, I am so proud of what you're doing. I've been watching you. How can I help? And then he also gave me the suggestion. He goes, have you reached out to Sarah Turney? There's that name again. There's that fucking name again. Ring a bell. And his next sentence, I didn't even get a chance to answer him. His next sentence was you remember her, right? She worked with us at TGI Fridays. So I'm confirmed. Okay, the Sarah Turney that everybody's talking about is the one that I used to know. Okay. What the fuck did she do? As I'm DMing with Brett, I Google Sarah Turney. And the thing is, I was friends with her on Facebook too, but I had been tweaking, so I was in my own world for these couple of years. While Sarah's busting through on her case, I was tweaking. So I Google Sarah Turney. I look up on YouTube and I just go down a rabbit hole watching what Sarah has accomplished since the last time I've seen her and what she was able to do on her sister's case. I was floored. It was I never thought I could do anything on my mom's case, and watching somebody that I know accomplish what I want to accomplish, I was like, dude, Sarah! So I was already friends with her on Facebook, so the next message, I didn't even continue talking to Brett. I got right on there. I was like, Sarah, I just found out what you've done. Oh my God, that's so amazing. Can you help me? I have the same thing with my mom. She gets back to me right away. And she was like, girl, what's going on? How can I help? I tell her the gist of it. And she suggests opening a TikTok channel. And I didn't want to do it, but Sarah had suggested it. So after communicating with Sarah, on December 9th, 2021, I will open my first TikTok channel. And that is pretty much how all of this started, is through a social media app. Solving homicides is possible through a social media app? What? So that's the end of this part. Stay tuned for part 8. I don't know, I'm feeling chatty. Well, maybe I'll film another piece tonight.